Hi everyone, it's Julie at Polynesian Plumeria, and I'm getting tons and tons of questions in the comment section underneath each video, even if it doesn't relate to the video. And I understand you're very curious and very anxious to learn the best and most successful growing tips that work for me. So the top 3 that I want to put out there when you send me your photos, and I can't really tell by looking at the picture what could be wrong with your Plumeria. Let's go with the 3 most basic things. The first one is that they need to have 6+ hours of sun. That's typical. There are a few varieties out there like Heirloom that does not like that much sun. She likes some shade because her leaves will get sunburned and she won't bloom well, but there's very few of those. So I don't know, maybe 98% of them, something like that, want 6+ hours of sun. Check 1. Next, number 2. They want well-draining soil because they love water, but they don't want to sit in water. They don't want wet feet. They want that water to flow through their roots and out the bottom of the drainage holes. Another thing, make sure your pots have drainage holes if they're not planted in the ground. So that's number 2. Depending on how hot it is outside, right now I'm only having to water once a week, but when we get into July and August, it could possibly go up to twice a week if we're not getting rain. Rain's the best. And then number 3 is fertilizer. So there's a lot of fertilizers out there on the market, and Tex from Florida Colors decided he wanted to come up with his own formula because he didn't feel like any of the formulas out there were exactly pertinent to Plumeria. And he wanted something that was just for Plumeria, even though he's also discovered that you can use this on other plants too. So being the teacher that I am, right, of course I had to research all of this for you ahead of time. I want to show you what the bag looks like, and then we're going to go to the whiteboard. So this is a 4-pound bag. They sell it in 4-pound bags when they ship it to you, which is more manageable when you're shipping it through the mail, right? So I want you to look over at my teacher whiteboard, because of course every teacher has a whiteboard, right? And I even have one here in my garden house to help me keep track of things. Number 1, if you can, take a screenshot of this, or have somebody else's phone in your home take a screenshot of this for you. But if you can't, it's okay. If you can just remember this website, www.excaliburplumeriafertilizer.com. Everything that's on this whiteboard and everything I'm saying today is on the website. So just go there in case you missed something, okay? So I want to talk about the 3 formulas that they came up with. And by the way, they worked with fertilizer experts, people that in the field, the scientists, engineers, that they have been doing this for a long time, like very reputable company. And they came up with 3 formulas. And the first one I want to tell you about is called Boost. It's NPK numbers, which if you want to know what that is, that stands for N is for nitrogen, P is for phosphorus, and K is for potassium. So the NPK on the Boost is 11, 12, 13. It's a very short window of time that this fertilizer is active. So first of all, why would you use it? You would use it when the Plumeria are rooting. You would use it when they're recovering from any kind of stress. You would use it when they're being potted, grafted, or moved into new growing phase, which for me means up potting them primarily. And then the next thing is it's a short controlled release feeding window. So it's somewhere between 2 to 3 months. I've always used it for the 3-month mark. Maybe I don't even buy a Plumeria until, September, because my growing season's very long. It's 9 months because I live in Florida. So normally I would use a 9-month fertilizer, right? But if I just bought this from someone and I know they haven't fertilized it, I'm going to give it Boost the 3-month, because that's the only window of time that it has left of active growing, okay? So the second formula is called Excalibur 6, and it's a 6-month active growing formula. So its NPK numbers are 11, 11, 14. You would use it when your growing season is only 6 months long, like some people who don't get warm as quick as we do here in Florida. Maybe California. I don't think Texas would do a 6-month, but again, not an expert of Texas or California, just Central Florida. And maybe not even an expert, just a really quick study. The next thing that you would use Excalibur 6 for is container Plumeria. It provides a steady nutrition and no quick spikes. It also includes micronutrients and boron for balanced growth support. And then the last formula is Excalibur 9, and this is the one that I use not as soon as my plants come out of dormancy, because when they go into dormancy during the winter, they're not growing, they're not actively growing. You do never want to put fertilizer on a plant that's not actively growing. So Mine come out of dormancy. They start coming out like March, maybe by the end of April. I'm thinking about putting my 9-month on sometime in April. So what is it? It has an NPK values of 11, 11, 13. It's a 9-month time release formula for extended growing seasons like we have here in Florida, probably maybe Hawaii too, even Bora Bora and French Polynesia. It saves time because you only have to put it down on your plants once a year at the beginning of the growing season, active growing season. And same thing here, it's steady nutrition, no quick spikes, and it includes micronutrients and boron for balanced growth support. So you need to choose this one if you're Plumeria or, what did I write there? Awake and growing most of the year. Now, again, I want to mention it one more time. Never put fertilizer on a dormant plant of any kind because you could burn it and then you could lose it. So make sure you're not doing that. That's what I wrote here. And then also I told you that it's sold in 4-pound bags. It starts at $26.50. Let me set this down for a second. It starts at $26.50, and if you buy 2 4-pound bags, it's not $26.50 times 2. It's less than that. I remember it was like 40 something. And then if you buy 3 bags, it's not 3 times $26.50. It's less. And if you get 4 bags, it's only $70 if I'm remembering correctly. And you can look on the website for 4 bags. And 4 times $26.50, we all know is over $100. So, matter of fact, it's $106 if I'm doing my math right in my head. So you save a lot of money the more you buy, okay? And then of course you can be like me and have a collection that's so vast that you have to drive down and get the 50-pound bag because to ship it would be very, very difficult and the price would probably be very, very expensive. And I was down there anyway, so I picked up the 50-pound bag. So that's the last thing I want to tell you. When you go to this website here, www.excaliburplumeriafertilizer.com, in case you want to learn even more about the fertilizer, because I didn't tell you everything. I want to keep the video as short as I can to keep your attention. There's a link on each one of these formulas that you can click to shop, and it will take you directly to their shopping website, floridacolorsplumeria.com, so you can purchase. And I'm telling you, this stuff is just flying off their shelves. When we were there this weekend, there were just boxes upon boxes upon boxes just stacked on this table, getting ready to go to the post office. So if you talk to growers in Texas, California, Hawaii, this fertilizer is getting all around the world. I mean, people are really loving it because it's very effective and gives them the healthy nutrition for their plants that they need so they can get what? Blooms, because you know that's why we all grow Plumeria. So remember, more tips, more blooms. So if you want more tips, make sure you're following me here on my Facebook page, Polynesian Plumeria, or my YouTube channel, which is also the same name, Polynesian Plumeria, or even Instagram. And make sure you get your fertilizer because I wouldn't want them to sell out. Not that I heard that or anything, because I haven't. I'm sure they've got plenty. But after this video, I have a feeling they're really going to have a lot of orders. Have a great day, everybody.